Hola, my name is Betsy from Betsy Lugo Creative, and I am a Shopify website designer here to teach you all of my tips and my tricks. So, I recently did a website audit, and everything was going so well, except that this client forgot to customize the email notifications that are automatically sent through Shopify. And so, you spent all this time getting all of the perfect color combinations, finding your brand color, finding your brand tone, and then you forget to update these emails. So I'm going to teach you how to do that so you can provide a consistent brand experience for your customers from beginning to end. So now we're at the computer. So let's go ahead and jump into your dashboard. All right. So you're going to start off on your dashboard on the bottom left-hand corner here on your settings. And ta-da! Notifications is right here. Okay. So these are the pre-confirmation emails that Shopify sends all of your customers. So it's your order confirmations, your payment errors, those types of things, your shipping information, shipping updates, and all of that jazz. So all of those emails that are sent out by Shopify, these are what they are, and this is where it's at. Okay, so we're going to start off with customizing it by adding your logo and one brand color. So this is what we're going to start. Okay. And this is what every person who starts off at Shopify, this is what your automated emails are going to look like. So if you forget this, everyone's going to know, oh, for sure, that's the Shopify store, right? Because of this blue confirmation email here. Okay, this is just a note at the back end when somebody buys your store. If it looks like this, it's like you did not complete your assignment. Okay, so I'm going to help you with that. So let's start off with your logo. So we're going to go ahead and enter, upload your logo here. All right, we're going to increase the size of this one, and we can always come back and kind of fix it. So I'm going to go about 350 right there. And then I'm going to enter the brand color. So not to forget the pound for your hex colors. So we're going to head and enter that and click save. Ta-da! So now it's going to start looking branded, right? Side note on this, a lot of people use their emails in the dark mode, or just browse internet in general in a dark mode. So one thing I want you to be aware of is that if your logo is dark like this one, it's not going to look really good with the black background. Okay, so what I would suggest if you have a dark logo like this is to add a little bit of white glow to the back of this, maybe a white glow or maybe a white outline, so that it stands out behind the black screen that comes with the dark mode. Okay, so actually let's jump into Canva, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Okay, so we're in Canva. So I created this really quickly for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So the logo for this fake brand is Brew Therapy, right? So it's really beautiful, in my opinion, green against the white. However, if the person who is viewing your email confirmation, your order confirmation is using a dark mode, it's going to actually, what it's going to look like for them, I'm going to go ahead and make this black, is this. Okay, I could leave it like this if I wanted to, but I want my logo to be able to stand out when they see it. And so by adding a little bit of the white background here, then that will eliminate them to, squinching, and so that the logo kind of pops out. So if you add this white background, you're not going to be able to see it if the background is white. So I'm going to remove the dark background so that you can see. So you don't see it at all. You don't see that white outline unless it's paired against a dark background. Okay, I hope that makes sense. There is requests on the back end of Shopify to be able to make this stuff accessible in dark mode. I don't know where in the process that is on Shopify's end. There are some ways that you can disable dark mode in your Shopify store. However, I suggest for you not to do that, because there's a reason why your user has their settings in dark mode. And so for you to force them to not see it in the dark mode, I think is a little bit intrusive. And the fact is that this is accessibility for a reason, right? So this is what I would probably will suggest for you temporarily. So another resource I have for you, if you'd like, is if you're comfortable with coding, if you go on, I'll link this in the description below, a link to this article by Litmus. I think that's how you say it, right? Litmus. They have how our clients applying dark mode to my emails, but it also gives you some coding. So this is an example of what I'm telling you is, this is what your email looks like to you when you're designing it, not in dark mode. And this is actually how it looks if your customer has dark mode set on their phone. So this is what it would look like to them. Okay. So here is, if you scroll down to the bottom, there is some coding that they give you in order to make those adjustments should you want to do that. So now the logo is set. My color is set for my buttons. And as you can see, it's pretty basic, right? Thank you for your purchase. We're getting your order ready, will be shipped, and we can change this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But this is now, at least it has your color and it has your logo. So we're going to go ahead and customize the first one, your order confirmation. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you can go ahead and apply that same concept to the rest of the emails that apply to your business. So let's start off with the order confirmation. So this is the email. This is what the email looks like when your customer receives it. And this is the SMS notification as well. So we're going to work on the email. And what we're going to do is, actually what I suggest for you to do is to have two screens open. One, so that you can see what's actually there. And the second screen is the one you're actually going to make changes to. Okay. So we're going to keep this one here. I'm going to jump over and get that second screen set up. So now we have both screens set up side by side so we can see what we're doing here. And I can show you, I can better explain to you what's happening here. So this is the one we're going to use as a sample, right? This is your sample order confirmation. And so on this one here, so how we're going to make those changes is clicking here where it says edit code. Okay. So this might look a little scary for you. Please don't be scared. So I'll walk you through it. Okay. So what we're looking for is, you're not going to touch anything that is out inside of the bracket. So what I mean by here is, you see this curly bracket here. This is the starting curly bracket and this is the end, right? So everything has a start where it starts and where it ends, right? So we're not going to touch anything that's inside of that curly bracket. So things like this, we're not touching. We're only going to touch what's outside of it. So as for example here, where it says thank you for your order, right? So we're going to come down right here. This one's not inside a curly bracket. So these are the things that we can change. Okay. So that's why I want you to open up another window so that you can see the things that can and cannot be changed. Okay. So here is where it says the subject. So this is your email subject. So it says order, the order number, and then confirm. So so here it is, order, the name, which is the order number, and then you're confirmed. So we're going to make it go with our brand. We're going to make this your order number is brewing. Your order number is brewing. So that is your subject line. Okay. So now the next thing that we can change is thank you for your purchase. And we're going to replace that with your therapy is on its way. Whatever you like, whatever goes with your, whatever is your brand, right? So we're going to change that. The other thing that we can change is we're getting your order ready to be shipped. We will notify you when it is sent. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just remove this line here and just put, let's say, we're brewing. I don't know. We'll notify you when it has been sent. I don't know. Something like that, right? Whatever goes with your theme. There you have it. So now let's go ahead and save that. Okay, there it is. So your order number is brewing. Your therapy is on its way. We're brewing. We will notify you when it has been sent. I mean, you could do better than that, but the concept is personalize this to reflect your brand voice, your brand tone. Okay. So if you stroll down here and see what else, and that's pretty much about it, what you could do here. Let's go back. And the same thing, again, you can do any of these right here. Your order has been updated, so you can go ahead and just change that. Again, you can come, I'm going to leave that one up there. Let's edit the code. And so it says your order was updated. Let's see here where that is. Your order has been updated. You can change that to whatever it is that you wanted to say. That's how you customize these emails that are sent by Shopify. And you can either take this one step further and you can implement Zapier. So you can connect Zapier to your Shopify and your email. And let's say maybe a day after they've submitted this order, I want to say, hey, thank you for your order. While your coffee is brewing, here are some great resources that have been shared to us by our clients. Here is a great French press, or here's the best way to store our coffee, something like that, right? So those are additional information so that you can start to create that relationship with that new customer. Okay, so that's it for now. Let me know if you're interested in learning how to make that connection in Zapier, and I can make a future video on that. That is it, my friends. That's how you customize your emails so that your clients get a consistent brand experience from beginning to end. Let me know how you like this video. Comment below, give me a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next video.